What's up? I'm here to talk about an awesome album from a band called Lycus. Now, Lycus are basically, or I think it's Lycus, they're basically dirgy sludge metal from the United States. Now, they're from California, and I've only been aware of these guys for about a month or so now, but of what I've heard from them, it's great. They're signed to Relapse, which is obviously a very, well-known record label. And really, these guys have only had one full length out before this, and they've had 2 demos, and they formed in 2008. So they're not a brand new band, but they're, decently new. Now, they're considered funeral doom, but I always get more of a sludgy feel with this album when I listen to it. So let me just go into the music, and I'll tell you what I think. So you start off with Solar Chamber, the song that's playing right now, and you get like a very slow opening, like, you get that dirgy funeral doom, that riff that punches you right in the chest, almost like a cement truck driving into you. It just doesn't really know any kind of chill. It just comes in and smacks you right across the face, and every riff is basically like that, where it's just like a big fucking churning wheel. Nothing new there with funeral doom, obviously. And there are times where it's like that more harsh sound that funeral doom typically has. And it's basically average funeral doom. And in the title track, the second track on the album, Chasms, it's basically, I like to call funeral doom and sludge metal sometimes, especially this kind of funeral doom. I like to call it basically arthritis metal. I think Peter Steele said that about the first Carnivore album. But it's just dirty, fucking slow. It feels like you're playing through like a big old fucking mud pit, and this is what this album feels like. And it's kind of that slowness where you could either fall asleep to it, fucking smoke weed to it, or just feel depressed to it. And then you go on to Mirage, that's the third track. A bit of a shorter track, good vocals, good guitar riffs, just a little bit less interesting than the rest. Nothing really stand out on that track, but it is still an awesome track. And then you move on to the last one, which is Obsidian Eyes. Slow and a little bit different from the rest. There is a bit of diversity on that track, which you don't hear on the other tracks. But overall, this release, I have to say, is some quality-ass funeral doom. It's good to see some good funeral doom coming out, because, it's not a very, popular genre, you could say. There's not, like, a lot of funeral doom bands that actually get much notoriety now. And, you look at the artwork on this release, it's abstract, and it has that, like, grimy, dark tone where it's kind of like you can't tell what it is, but it just looks fucking cool, and I can tell that would look great on, like, a matte finish vinyl cover. But, it's kind of average, but not really too average where it's just like, you can pass this release up. It's, it's standard enough that I would advise people to check it out. It's good, atmospheric, kind of funeral doom that I would suggest to people. And the blackened elements that they do use, even though they are sometimes like sparse, they are fucking great. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. This is some awesome shit from the band Lycus. I'll leave you a fucking Bandcamp or whatever link I can find. I think these guys have Bandcamp. I'll leave that down in the description. You can go check it out for yourself. And that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna give this 78 out of 100. Really did enjoy this release, and I hope to see more from these guys in the future. So peace the fuck out, guys, and have an awesome day.